What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I did a story on New Year's Day that really ran me hot, and it still bothers me today, man. And it's about the situation out there at State Line, Mississippi. That's the town, State Line, Mississippi, shout out, where a woman named Rhonda Denson, her boyfriend, Lester Campbell, pictured up here, and a third person who was a customer just out in the parking lot, Jason Thornton, who's not pictured, tragically lost their lives because this guy right here decided to go up in the place, ambush these people, killing Mr. Thornton in the parking lot, Lester Campbell inside the store, the boyfriend of Miss Rhonda Denson, who was the cashier or the clerk, killed her after she gave him the cash register and the money. In addition to doing this, ladies and gentlemen, this sick son of a bitch took cigarettes, went behind the counter and took cigarettes. So money and cigarettes this guy took. He's still at large, and the police are looking for him. They asked for the community's help. Now listen. The devil come in all shapes and sizes, colors and religions, all kind of stuff. When the devil moves on man, he moves efficiently and accordingly to those that are weak enough to allow emotions to settle in for them. Now they're saying now they think that this might have been a targeted hit. Well, it was targeted because, I mean, he picked the gas station, but they think it's more than this. And they also think this guy had help, you know, because when I first reported the incident, this guy took Mr. Thornton's car. The customer he shot in the parking lot drove away, made his escape, drove 4 miles down the road, got out of that car, got into another vehicle and took off. Now they're saying that they think this assailant is not in State Line, Mississippi no more, and they're looking for him. Now the guy got a mask on, all this other stuff, but you know, they're asking the community for help. And here's some more of the story of what they're talking about now. This is truly tragic, and may all three of these people rest in peace. And my heart just goes out to their family. This is a mess. Look.
The search continues for the masked gunman who killed 3 people at a gas station in Mississippi on New Year's Day. Greene County Sheriff's investigators say the shooting happened during a robbery at Clark's Exxon on St. Peter Street in State Line, just past the Alabama-Mississippi border. And today they told WKRG News 5's Asher Red that they believe it was personal.
Crime scene tape and boarded up windows still mark the scene of a triple homicide in State Line, Mississippi on New Year's morning. Meanwhile, the masked gunman remains on the loose.
The public is worried, and I understand that.
Brad Warwick, chief deputy of the Greene County Sheriff's Office, is narrowing in on a suspect.
We have 2 names on both of them tips that we are actively looking into.
Warwick has received over 100 phone calls since the shooting. Those tips make him wonder if maybe this wasn't just a gas station robbery.
There's some things that doesn't make sense right now to us. And people pull up, walk in, rob a store, and walk out. This seemed more personal to me.
And according to Warwick, the suspect likely had help. He wasn't seen on camera walking or driving through town to get to the store.
Common sense. He had to have somebody drop him off and pick him up.
And while this suspect is considered armed and dangerous, Warwick says that the people in this community are not under immediate danger, and he is looking for help catching that suspect.
But I'm not saying he's not dangerous, because obviously he's one of the most dangerous people I've dealt with since I've been in law enforcement.
Shanita Banks demands justice for her cousin, Rhonda Denson, the gas station clerk who was killed.
She was well known. She was well known in the community. She was a very giving and loving person.
Denson's boyfriend, Lester Campbell, was gunned down moments before, his daughter pleading for closure.
He was family oriented. He was a handyman, a businessman.
Jason Thornton is identified by investigators as a customer who was shot to death in the parking lot. Warwick says the suspect will be facing capital murder charges.
Greene County does not want him nowhere in Greene County, and we're going to do everything we can do to make sure he never comes back to Greene County.
Warwick urges anyone with information to contact the Greene County Sheriff's Office or submit a Crime Stoppers tip. In State Line, Mississippi, I'm Asher Red, WKRG News 5.
The Greene County Sheriff's Department needs your help to find the suspect after a man shot and killed 3 people at a gas station. As 12 News' Brandon Range reports, a manhunt is now underway.
The town of State Line is still shaken to its core after Wednesday's triple murder at Clark's Exxon gas station. The suspect, who you see pictured here, remains on the run. The Greene County Sheriff's Department is asking for the public's help in finding him. Deputies say the man is armed and dangerous, but they do not believe he is still in the State Line area.
Do not think that he's a threat right here in town. I don't even think he's going to be right here in town. But we are keeping, as you see, as patrol cars driving by, we're keeping a heavy presence. The public is worried, and I understand that.
The suspect shot and killed store clerk Rhonda Denson, her boyfriend Lester Campbell, and a customer, Jason Thornton. Law enforcement is working to determine if the murder was a robbery gone wrong or if it was targeted at Denson.
There's some things that doesn't make sense right now to us that we're actively investigating. By looking at how this took place and the intent that went into this thing, it looks more to me than just a robbery.
People in the State Line community are still reeling over such a tragic loss, and they say they are currently living in fear. They want this suspect caught.
Just hoping that they catch the one that done it and get them off the streets before he does somebody else the same way, because he literally didn't have any respect for human life to go in there and shoot all three.
3 black bows were placed on a wooden cross in the center of town in remembrance of the 3 victims.
It's unbelievable that somebody would go in there and take someone's life over something so mediocre as money and cigarettes. It's sad. They lost their life trying to work, trying to make a living. So it's a hurtful thing for the whole community.
The sheriff's office says the suspect may have had an accomplice who drove him to the store. There is a cash reward for information that leads to an arrest. In State Line, Brandon Rains, 12 News.
Okay, guys, that's the story and the update of what they know so far. Like I said, made these 3 victims of the senseless violence, Mr. Thornton, Mr. Campbell, and Miss Denson, all rest in peace. 3 people gone. 1 person responsible for the lives of 3 people over nothing. Money and a little bit of cigarettes. Thus leaving a stress fracture in the lives of remaining relatives, surviving relatives, for years to come that'll never be fixed. This is just what we're dealing with. People don't feel safe in society. The public, whether the threat is in your house, foreign or domestic nowadays. It's a damn shame that the cries of the public go ignored and seem like lawmakers and government officials act like they don't know it. I think one of the reasons why this type of shit keeps happening is because it's constantly being piled on with more shit. And before you can focus on the shit that's affecting you, more shit comes on and piles on top of that, and people keep getting lost in it, and the problems still remain. This woman had to work on New Year's Day. Her boyfriend was in the store. He lost his life. She lost hers. I don't know how it went down, but they said the customer, Mr. Thornton, was killed and his vehicle was taken. So I wonder what order this was, because they said the gunman came from behind the building. Now, I did a Google map search of the layout of that place. On the side of that building, you can't see it in this picture. There's like a little dirt road that stops at the end. They said he came from behind the building. Surveillance said they could see him from behind the building, and then there's woods back there. But also across from them is some type of commercial building, like a funeral home or something over there, where he could have been seen. So I don't know if he was dropped off and made his way over there, because the guy was masked up and had 2 different gloves on, looking stupid as hell. I don't know how far he was away from that building to not attract attention, but either way, they're saying that they think this was more than just a robbery. And it very well might be. You never know who has vitriol against you out there in the street. You could be a good person. You know what I'm saying? Or people that choose to target you for their own selfishness and wanting to do some harm to somebody. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. Innocent victims being caught up in stuff that ain't got nothing to do with them. Or, you know, people make their problems your problem. 3 people gone. And it's like nobody's doing nothing about it. They'll drop it on the police, but the police only react after the shit is done. This stuff need to be attacked before, you know, these issues need to be attacked of crime and violence. It need to be attacked nationally and addressed before it happens. You gotta remember, the police and stuff come after the crime is committed. So why not take resources and focus on handling the crime before it even, you know, protecting people before crimes like this even happen? I told you before, you change the punishment, you change the mindset of the people. People out here now are doing some of the craziest shit and violent acts that a lot of these things would make national news. This didn't even make national news. I had guns in my face multiple times, been shot 3 separate occasions. Lucky to be here. You never know when somebody pulls a gun and sticks it in your face if that's your last breath you're gonna take. This woman was involved in a robbery. Her boyfriend was there. She gave him the money and the register. He still killed her. Walked behind the counter, casually grabbed cigarettes, came out, boom. Mr. Thornton's dead, and he took his car. I think, honestly, he killed Mr. Thornton last. This is just me talking. For him to take his vehicle. He was just there, and he was caught up in it after the bullshit started inside the place. I mean, it makes no sense to shoot the guy outside and people inside got a chance to hide. You got to pick your targets efficiently. I think he did that stuff. Mr. Thornton pulled up. Mr. Campbell and Miss Denson was already shot. He was rummaging in the back. He seen Mr. Thornton get out the car, and that was his escape. Either way, man, they need to blade the bone on people. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like I said last night, they show that justice symbol in front of the courthouse with the blind eyes and the scale. The other hand got a sword. Why not start using it? A lot of people need to get put to the sword because nowadays ain't nobody scared of incarceration. Because a lot of times the people that's doing this already been in incarceration. Remember this? Remember the old cliche, been there, done that? You seeing it all around now. You can't scare people no more with being locked up. A lot of them like the shit. Either way, man, this story, man, it's still sad. It still feels bad. I mean, New Year's Day, and she's gone. Didn't even get a chance to reflect on 2024 and make a better 2025. All 3 of them. All 3 of them. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.